something very big is about to happen. The earth is just rumbling, and there's going to happen, something is going to occur, which they call an internet quake. We are so all over the place because right now, as you watch these three ladies sitting here and 1 million more, we are getting ready and we're so excited about the greatest shape of our lives. So, guys, join in, share, stay tuned, join in the conversation. If you don't know what we're talking about, do not worry. Join in the conversation, listen and ask questions. By the end of this show, you will just be happy that, oh my God, I'm happy I made it. And you definitely give a hug to whoever brought you here. Hi, Patricia, you're welcome. Kelly and the rest. So, guys, join me as you give thumbs up to a wonderful, beautiful lady all the way from Botswana, even though based in and in the Scandinavia, none else but Dr. Masego is joining us today, and it's going to be a very wonderful, sweet conversation. Auntie Lynn, do you want to greet Dr. Masego first, or you want her to go first? I give you lady the room to just do what you want to do.
Well, I'm so excited to have Dr. Masego here. You know, she has been such a humanitarian, and she's a role model to me. So I'm really excited to just be able to get to know her and for the world to get to know her through Insights with Lynn and Comfort. So welcome, Dr. Masego.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lynn and Comfort, really for inviting me here. I'm so excited. I'm so fired up. I feel the energy for Onpassive already among the three of us here. So good to be with you.
I know.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
inviting
much.
me.
Thank you for joining us. It's really an honor having you here tonight. Tonight, my time though in the United Kingdom, and definitely yours. Guys, I think Dr. Masego doesn't seem to be a strange person here because our best in the house, Mira, calls you by name Dr. Masego Katisi, which means you are a well-known person. So, Dr. Masego, in here, we are actually a team. Lynn and myself are just moderating, but we work as a team because we have wonderful contributions coming from our people who are watching us here, and you are going to see that all by yourself. So before we let's just go back to business because I can talk for the whole world, right? So Dr. Masego, if you can, please go ahead now and just tell us about yourself, just who you are, how much you would like people to know about you. Then we can go on from there. Thank you so much, love.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is very simple, Masego, and it means blessings. So as I'm talking to you, I'm sitting in Norway, in Bergen. This is where I work. This is where I find bread for my family. And I have two boys. I have a 23-year-old boy and a 19-year-old boy. So two sons. But originally, I come from Botswana, and I'm a citizen of Botswana still. And that is where I was born and brought up. I don't know if you want to know more about
No,
me.
we'll know more as we move on. Of course, we are just starting.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
so like we said, Auntie Lynn, we are making it a kind of interactive conversation tonight. We are not interviewing Dr. Masego. So we would like to know. So she has spoken, of course, Auntie Lynn. Since we are not, let's give you the honor still. I don't know. I'll give you the honor, Auntie Lynn, to go ahead. If you would like to know one more thing from Dr. Masego before we go ahead with our conversation.
Yeah, one thing I'm curious about is your upbringing and your childhood. What was it like? Because who you are as a child or were as a child is who influences who you are today and what your values and dreams are. So I'm curious about your childhood and upbringing.
Yes. I would say I'm the youngest among my siblings. So I have really enjoyed attention in my family, I would say. And therefore, I count myself as a loving person, kind person, giving person, embracing person, joyful person as well. But I'm also a people's person. Where I was brought up, because I was among even though we were just a nuclear family, we were also relating with people around our neighborhood. And I was really taught to relate and to give when I was young. For example, my father was working as a technician in the mines pretty far in a
Oh,
small city in Botswana. And we were growing up in a small village. And I was asked to always, from when I was like 7 years old, always when I go to visit my father in this particular small town, I was asked to invite at least one young person from my neighborhood to go and see a town because they were
oh,
growing up in a village. So I remember everybody would be coming to my place and say, "Who is next? Can I be next? Can I be next?" Yes. So that actually really influenced, I think it influenced who I am right now. It even influenced my choice of social work because I'm a social worker. And I think that was instilled in my mind unconsciously. So it's only now, as I have learned a lot through universities and learning a lot of theories and reflecting, I think it's my childhood that made me choose social work. This is what used to happen.
wow.
Yes,
Wow.
that's my
Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Masego. I think everything you are doing, maybe this happens to many people from what you said, because you were the baby of the family, you were loved, you were being hugged, and all of those things. You grew up knowing that, and that is your life now. I think your foundation is just based on that, what you got from childhood. Interesting. But I want to take you over from that and fast forward you back here to something else, guys. Let's discuss a bit more of Onpassive today. Definitely at some point we'll go back to this chapter that you've just shared. But we want to know, how did you find out about Onpassive and why the passion? Until Lynn, this is going to be interactive. So I think I'll give you room to share. And if Dr. Masego would like to know how you and myself we did, we can take one
Yes,
minute each to let her know and let our people a conversation. So you go first once again, Dr. Masego, since you are our guest of honor. How did you find out about Onpassive? Why the
Oh, it's an honor to be given that opportunity
she
because
seems to
I think I'm the last born again among the three of us. I'm only 10 months old in Onpassive, only 10 months old in Onpassive. And I was invited by a
10
very
months.
loving 10 months old.
Okay.
And I was
Okay.
invited by a very
Mm-hmm.
loving friend of mine, Kieba. She's more like the leader in our Botswana group right now. And she kept sending these videos to me on WhatsApp and on our communication. I was like, what is this? Ignoring it for a long, long time, actually. Then one time I just thought, let me just check this out. I watched it and it was Michael Williams speaking. And I was like, huh? So then I called her and I said, you've been sending me these videos. Can you tell me a little bit about this? So she didn't have to explain a lot. I only asked her, is it an MLM? And she said no. And then she sent me a link to attend a meeting, which was, I think it was a round table meeting, but open to new founders or new people,
Mm-hmm.
even those who have not joined. Yeah. At that time, and I heard Charles explain his journey into Onpassive. And I asked one big question, and Michael Williams responded with passion and I joined Onpassive while I was still in the meeting. I just went into the link and joined because I was so
Wow.
convinced by their energy, their excitement, their belief without me knowing the details of Onpassive. So I'm 10 months old.
Wow. I think she's Auntie Lynn, that sounds like that's one of the youngest members I've seen in On Passive, right? Because it's long I've heard someone who joined just a couple of months ago. Wow, this is so interesting, and how passionate she is. You can't believe that she joined just a couple of months ago. So, Auntie Lynn, I think why not? Let's share ourselves to our people today. Can you tell us how you, Auntie Lynn, found out about On Passive really quick?
I found out about it in early 2019 through an online friend, and that online friend kept bugging me and bugging me because at the beginning I said, I've done affiliate programs and MLM businesses in the past, and I never did very well, and I was frustrated and kind of like fed up with online stuff. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 no. But she was very persistent to the point that I said, okay, let me try it out. And when
Yeah.
I got into Onpassive, I realized, wow, this is amazing. It's something different. Nothing like it exists, and with the done for you system. And this is when I started to get more and more involved until this point today, where I'm very, very plugged in and excited and can't wait for things to start erupting, or I don't know what the word is,
Yes.
to the world. There's going to be a world shakeup, a global reset, and we are part of this exciting journey. So that, in a nutshell, is how I came to find On Passive. Now we're going
Wow.
to hear from Comfort, right?
Let's
Sure,
hear
sure.
from
I'm
Comfort.
happy.
Yes.
Definitely I'm happy to share, guys. Guys, as you are joining, kindly share, because I've just read from Amy Ridechke. She said she joined on the 1st of December 2021. Thank you, Amy. I think I'm a bit older than you in On Passive, because I joined precisely on the 20th of June 2020. How did it happen? My brother-in-law called from the US, my husband's elder brother, talked about On Passive, and I was sitting near him. So I respect it, because back home there's a lot when it comes to respect. You don't joke, especially listening to your brother-in-law. I listened with all the respect. That's like, I think I was just being coy because I was not respecting when it comes to this in online stuff, right? So the moment he left, I looked at my husband. We're like, we're done. We can never be part of it. We've never been involved in any affiliate business, but we've heard stories. We were just like, no, it's none of our business. We can't go for it. 2 days later, the wife comes and says, unfortunately, she's of blessed memory. She died just a couple of months after we joined. So
Yeah.
she's like, she called my uncle and said, go for it. That thing is good. And she tried, I don't know what conviction she gave him. And he said, I'm joining. I said, well, I wish you all the best. I'm not interested. But then the next day, we're joining this meeting where Charles Osong is doing his presentation. I was like, these three questions: do I have to recruit? No. Do I have to sell? No. Do I have to do what? No. I'm like, okay, it sounds like it makes sense. Anyway, I mean, I've been looking for something to do from home and make money, because I don't want to leave my children just to go to work and stuff. Let me give it a try. But the moment I jumped in and then found out, I'm just like, oh my God, this was just exactly what I needed, because I need time and I need money, not for myself, but to do what my heart tells me to do to people who are struggling, right? That is why we are here. That is why we are all over the place. And nothing can be sweeter than this. So, on this note, Auntie Lynn says she has been involved in a few affiliate programs before she met on Bassett. Have you done some, Dr. Masego?
No, no, I haven't actually. I only joined MLM through a friend a long time ago, maybe in 1998 or something like that.
Mm,
And then I never, ever wanted to go back again because I never benefited from that MLM.
wow.
Honestly, not at
Right.
all. So that's
Okay.
why my first question was, is it an MLM? And you know what? After joining One Passive, the
Right.
next question I asked was, is this the only money we pay? After hearing what
Right.
this on passive is about, then I called Kiba and said, is that it? Yeah, because I'm so used to LMMs where you either have to
Right.
recruit more people or you have to pay more money yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And she said,
Right.
that's it. Only
Right.
next phase is when you pay for the package.
I know one thing I know about LMM. I'm not actually sharing my experience, because, like I said, I've never been part of it. One thing I hear is how much people lose money. And today I was giggling when Marty Degamo was saying that in the days of the LMM, before you met on passive, people would say, "Come, let me show you how to be broke. Come, let me show you how to lose money." Right? That's MLM, and those are the only stories. So, until Lynn, you have been there at least. What was your experience before you met on passive? What was your experience with the MLMs or the affiliate marketing and stuff?
Well, there's a lot of grand promises that are made when you go into an MLM. They say, look at our top leaders. They're making like 6 digits or 7 digit incomes,
Mhm.
and you can do it too. So then you think, oh, okay, I can do it too. But is it true? I don't think so. It's like the
Mhm.
smallest percentage that do well. And it's not because of lack of effort, it's because we don't have the skills, you know? And you cannot just instantly attain skills overnight. No, it takes time to develop skills. And you
Hmm.
also have to devote quite a bit of time. How many of us have that much time to give? Many people have spouses, they have children, they have jobs, they have community work, they go to church. And when all is said and done, they really don't have the time to devote to a business. So this is why I think
Mhm.
Unpassive is a breath of fresh air. It is totally different than anything that has existed before.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I see
Wow.
Ndiko here. Ndiko Leonard has written here that he's been in online marketing for some time. And when somebody said to him, there's an opportunity, he said, how much? And then he just grabbed it immediately, instantly.
Right.
So,
Good job.
first of all, you see, it's cheaper than MLMs in many
Yeah.
ways, in terms of saving your time, saving your money, saving your energy. Why not grab it? So, well done, Ndiko.
Yeah, and you know something you are just saying here, Dr. Masego, you know why people don't instead join on passive? Because of this cheapness of it. They're like, this is too good to be true. So it's just interesting. People look at it and then they listen to you and they're like, this is too good to be true. No, I'm not going to be part of it. Have you had somebody told you like that before?
Yes, definitely. And I say to them, the only difference is because it's humanity centered. It's humanity centered, and it's a strange concept to this greedy world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it is too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
my central explanation, besides all other things that I can talk about on passive asset. It's
e-
because its concept is unique,
exactly.
humanity centered.
I think we still need to come back because I know that there's some particular thing, this passion that is just burning in you. There's some particular thing about unpassive in you that we need to know. But he said Auntie Lynn, before we go back to Dr. Masego, she just said unpassive is humanity centered and stuff like that. So I think this is something we can just stop quickly and comment on it because like me, there are times I speak like I'm joking, but yes, who knows? I'm a partner with Mr. Ash Mufare. Maybe he will give me a voice someday. I'm someone who say, if I were to have this opportunity to change the name of Unpassive, I would change it to Oh Bless because it's a blessing. It's all about blessing humans and blessing people and stuff. And of course, she comes up with it again. It is humanity or humanity centered. Can you just comment on this, Adeline?
Yes. When people say that unpassive is too good to be true, in a normal sense, yes, it would be too good to be true. But you have to consider that this company is unique and our CEO is very, very unique as well. So when you
Mm-hmm.
look at unpassive, you have to think who is at the helm of this great company? Ash Mufareh is. And is he a run of the mill CEO that you see in the world? No, he is totally different, right? Because he is not focused on money, money,
Mm-hmm.
money, profit, profit, profit. He is not. He is focused on what?
Value.
Helping
Mm-hmm.
humanity, right? And
Mm-hmm.
also, who is he uplifting? Us, all of us who are in Unpassive. He considers us his partners. What
Yes.
CEO will call their people a partner? No way,
Mm-hmm.
But he does consider us. He always says, "I'm your friend," and he also says he considers us partners. Therefore, we are in a sense his equal because he values what we have to say. He values what we think, and he has our best interest in mind. Is that typical of the corporate world? No. What are they considering? What are they concerned about?
Right.
Profits. So
Right.
if you know that our paradigm is totally different, it's a paradigm shift. We're not a profit oriented business. It's not at all. And if you think about what the mission is, and the mission is to uplift humanity, right? Through
Mm-hmm.
this business, this company is going to give us what? True freedom, right? Because everything is done for us. All we have to do is get in and we're going to win.
Yeah.
Everything is done for us. That means we get what? True freedom means time freedom and financial freedom. And with that freedom comes the ability for three of us and the rest of all of us who are in Unpassive to do what we are passionate about. Most people cannot do what they're passionate about because they don't have the time and they don't have the money. But with Unpassive, we'll have both. So you'll find this world is going to be a lot better than it is now because people will do what they're passionate about.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just wanted to add there actually, Auntie Lynn, you are giving me some energy to talk about this because there are so many things that really strike me on passive, you know.
Right.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this is a company built with heart. That's what makes it unique.
Mm-hmm.
Many companies are built with the brain and the emotions and the greed. This company is built with heart. So the concept of on passive actually strikes me because one, besides that it is built with the heart, it is built for humanity. It is humanity centered. And
Mm-hmm.
if you look at the way on passive is built, look at the 4 years that some of you guys have been here since 2018 up to
Mm.
now. You have not gained any money, but the passion in Onpassive among the founders of Onpassive is amazing. It's not found anywhere else in any other business.
Mm.
And it is because our CEO, Esh Mufara, who I really I'm thankful for actually. If it was not because of him, we would not be here, the three of us. So it is because he emphasizes he actually is creating legacy, creating the foundation of the legacy of Onpassive. And the
Mm-hmm.
legacy of Onpassive is about giving, taking care of each other. And of course, all those other added advantages of freedom, because we are going to make, of course, a lot of money, you know. And you know, when I think about the concept of Onpassive, I think about what Mother Teresa said. She said, you know, there is so much wealth in this world. And she said, there is enough for everybody's need. However, there is not enough for everybody's greed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the reason why there is so much inequality and there is not enough is because there are so many greedy people.
Exactly.
Therefore, there is a lot of inequality, and therefore it is not enough. And on passive, according to Esh Mufara, and the way we are experiencing it, is a game changer. Is a game changer in that it is going to equalize the world, at least give a dent to equality, which we are all craving for. So
Mm-hmm.
much so that the statement is there is enough for everybody will come to life indeed. Yeah.
Yes, I think you're right, Dr. Masego, because there's just so much to this. When you listen, like somebody, the last comment I just put up, somebody says it's such a paradigm shift. You know, when we joined on passive, say, oh, it's a paradigm shift of business, of a business model, and so on. But it finally turned around actually to be more of a paradigm shift in people's mindsets, right? So many people joined on passive with different mindsets, and now they reason and think and speak totally different. And this is something you will never take away from us. This is some kind of transformation that I think you need specialists, you need therapists, or so, or maybe to work around your mental health to get this done. But Mr. Ash Mufare, however he does it, only God knows. Because one, he doesn't need this much. He doesn't need this money. He is a self-sufficient person. He's got enough for him and his family. Don't ask him why he is doing this, just for humankind. So when you listen to this and hear this, say, oh my God, he's doing this just for me. And not even for me, because I can even afford $97. He is doing it for those people that even if you give it for free, they will still not be able to make it because they don't know how to get to it. That's why he
Mm.
giving it to us so that we spread that ripple effect. We keep on going and spreading round and round, until we get right to the ends of the earth. Can you really wrap your brains around this? This is really
No.
massive. This is
Yeah.
massive. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Masego. Just
Yeah,
speak.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable comfort because who does this? Who shares his wealth with the world? Who? We only know that companies do support the world through charities, like applications for money to help people who are poor, to help people who are sick, to help. It's more focused like that. And who benefits the most actually out of being philanthropic? It is those same companies actually.
All
So
right.
he is turning the tables around. I like the statements that he said. He says the tables are turned and the minorities will become the majorities. you know. And I like what, because we are all fired up. I think it's Marty Digamo who would normally say, this company is so massive. We don't even know what we don't know until we see it.
I know.
And the little that we know about Onpassive, the very little, if it was just to be shown to us, that very little 1%, we will all be shocked, because it's going to just that little 1% can shake the earth. Well, the
Exactly.
tables are turned. The tables
Yeah.
are turned. And you are right, Comfort. The reason
Yes,
why
you do.
I joined is because I wanted to make money as well. But
Sure.
now, since I joined here, I'm like, this is the concept. The concept becomes more important than the money.
Exactly. That's the sweetness and the journey. Until Lynn, I think Dr. Masego keeps hitting on the word, the expression of turning the table. This sounds like your
Yes.
mantra that
And it
that
sounds like
Mr.
your
Ashmufare,
thing.
that is Onpassive is a game changer. I think that's your thing. Just go
Your-
for it.
yeah, it's your thing as well, because we talk about the world is composed of what? Two groups, the haves, and what's the other group?
They have
You have
nots.
Have
not.
nots. How
Yep.
is Unpassive going to change this? Well, for one thing,
Hmm.
Unpassive, it's an equalizer. So it doesn't really matter what your background is. Maybe you're not educated. Maybe you're very poor. Maybe
Hmm.
you live in a remote village that doesn't have many services or resources. It doesn't matter. You could be old, you could be young, you could be a person with a disability, you could be not have a disability. We all are on an equal playing field when we come into Unpassive, because the system goes to work for us. And this is an automated system, right? That does
Mm-hmm.
the work. AI, artificial intelligence, is doing the work for us. So you can
Yes.
come into Unpassive and rest assured and feel so comfortable that you will be successful in this company. That's what's special about it. We're making the have nots become the haves of this world,
Yes.
right?
The
Exactly.
minorities to become the
The
majority.
majority. I think I just love that. You ladies are just wonderful because Dr. Masego is coming from the other end, the minority becoming the majority. Lynn is like it's about just two things, the haves and the have not. So Mr. Almufara is just here to change the narrative, or even to say it has all been lies, that the rich can only get richer while the poor get poorer. It's not true. Mr. Ashmufara has come to prove to us, or to confirm what Mother Teresa said, like Dr. Masego just said, that there's enough. It's just that it's not enough for the greedy ones, but it's so enough that everybody can feed from, and every child have a yogurt. Until then, me and my yogurt
Yes,
story, right? I think we need to start a yogurt project because there's finally time and money. You know, then why should my child eat and dump yogurt, and one the other one, when another child is out there has never tasted yogurt? When there is money for every child to eat a yogurt a day, just one, right? That is what Mr. Ashmufara is doing. Is that what you think, Dr. Masego?
Yes, actually, this is Unpassive is going to work like snowball. Snowballing. Right from Mr. Eshmufara, you find that we are all feeling his effect. We
Yep.
are experiencing him in a very unique way. He is positively contagious. He's just passing it on to us. And his contagiousness, we are going to pass it on to others.
Right.
He is giving us just this platform of building the legacy, the principles of Onpassive. We are going to carry them with us. It's no more about money. It's about satisfying our needs and then going to the next person.
Mm.
And the way Onpassive is going to work, because it's a multi-billionaire, maybe even a multi-trillionaire company, is going to forever continue like that. And those people that we are going to help are going to pick it up, and then they are going to help others. It's like passing the baton from one person to the other. Contagious, but positively so.
Wow. Listen, there's just some seems very sweet from Yvonne Finn says, it was a rigged system and we are turning the world right side up. Finally, right? Finally, things are
Tables.
turning
Tables.
around. What else? How else? How better can someone really say? Like Dr. Masego said until Lynn, it's not about money. And everything about anything we are doing here is that fact that even the CEO himself recommends that you and myself to first of all fill the tank. fill our tanks until they are overflowing. His interest is just in those leftovers that overflow, because he knows that when you pick them up and go down there, you will do still so much. And like I would say, if you ladies would agree with me that there is no more guilty conscience, guys, I will never stop sharing this. It sounds stupid but this was so serious to me. I ever had a fight, not like a fight, but a kind of argument, friendly argument with my husband, that we will never own a brand new car because we don't need one. I can't buy a brand new car when I can use a fairly used one and keep the rest of the money to help people back home and stuff. But now I can do even more than what I thought I could ever do. No guilty conscience, because I'll still be able to do what my heart tells me to do to others who need my help. Ladies, does that make sense at all?
Yeah, there's this statement, when your cup is full and running over, it means it has no more space to take in. Therefore, whatever is running over should be passed on to others. So, and basically, we are so blessed because we have a CEO whose cup is already running over. And therefore, it's spilling onto us. And our cups are going to also run over and spill onto others. Therefore, your cup, if it is about the new car or the new house or a charity organization or whatever, it will spill over and others will fill it in and it will spill over. That's just how it will be.
Yes.
Until let's hear your take on overspilling and overflow and stuff.
Sure. And Ashma Farah always says what? Fill your tanks first, meaning meet your needs. Of course, we have needs. Our family has needs. Our friends have needs. And once that's taken care of, what's next? Because there will be so much abundance for each and every one of us in Onpassive, more than enough for ourselves and our needs and our friends and families' needs. So then, what do you do with all this apples, this abundance? You're gonna want to give, right? We want to give to the world, give back to the world, because as we have been blessed, we want to bless others. So I think it's just going to be a global movement, in my opinion, that we're going to see. It's just so exciting to be part of this movement.
I know. I
Yes.
think Auntie Lynn is just introducing another topic which Dr. Masego, I think you should go on, because just to say Onpassive is a global movement and say good night, you have not said anything, right? I think we can say a lot about that. Onpassive being a movement. Dr. Masego, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we kind of touched a little bit on that by describing it as snowballing. How many people started in 2008 joining hands with Mr. Eshmufara? How many
Right.
people? Right now, we are 1.4 million plus, actually, above 1.4 million, close to 1.5 million. And if we are given a chance, we could even go up to 2 million. But the company just has to go out and sell products. You see, so it's a movement because who is benefiting here? It's built from within. This company is built from within. So it's character building, it's personality grooming, it is helping us strategize. I was attending All Bless last night, and I was mind blown by the presentation by Pat and David. They already have developed a strategy. Have they seen the money? No, they've only paid $97, but they are thinking we are going to build a big village for people. So it makes you to imagine it. This thing is just contagious. So that's why we say it's a movement. It's a movement that doesn't only, it's not a political movement, it's a movement that affects the whole human being. It affects the whole sensation of a human being. How
Indeed.
you
And
feel, how you smell, how you think, how you touch, Onpassive.
Yes.
right. And you know what this, oh, go ahead, Auntie Lynn. Carry on. Carry on.
I was going to say that, and this is why I think that you see Mr. Mofaro, when he speaks with us, normally a CEO is going to talk about profits, money, and all of that, right? To satisfy the people, right? But when he comes to us, what does he share with us first and foremost? He talks about having a positive mindset. It's about how we think, because what our minds are powerful, right? And so he has been guiding us and inspiring us to be very positive people and to be loving and kind human beings. And I think he has succeeded. Because when I look at the foundership, we are very united. You know, it's like a collective, loving group that I feel that has been created by Mr. Mufara. It just didn't happen by happenstance. It is by design. He has created a group that thinks alike, that is here to really help humanity. And that's what I think is special about being an Onpassive and having Mr. Mufara at the helm.
Yeah.
Yes. On this note, let's just quickly say hi because Dr. Masego, like I told you earlier on, we operate here actually as a team or more of a family, right? We have great contributors like John Borilla, he's our guardian angel. While me and Antilina here chatting, he's there taking care of the trolls and just because he's a
Yeah.
no-nonsense person when it comes to trolls. Thank you for joining. Thank you to Mira. Thank you for Pat Parent. Thank you for our sister Gladys, Yvonne Finn. Guys, I don't want to call names because I'm going to forget. Hi, Lisa McBride. Lisa, you've been missing. I've not seen you for a couple of weeks now. How have you been? Of course, we have Rob Gorman. He's always here with us. So we've got a massive team. Everybody you see here, this show is existing because they're always there and we run it as a family. I've got a very interesting contribution on the screen here, and this name sounds really familiar, and I feel very excited because I think this is my brother. I'm very sure from the name. Hi, Brain. Thank you for this great contribution. He says, imagine people fight to get voted to high positions in the society, and while they gather everything to themselves and sometimes their families only. But Onpassive is love for all. And so he says, we and others will be just very okay. I know that there is this statement of Mr. Ashes who says, Onpassive is a correction to corruption. On this note, can we just discuss from our own various perspectives what it means when Mr. Ash Mufare says Onpassive would correct the corruption?
Yeah. That is exactly based on the statement of there is enough for everybody's need. There is not enough for everybody's greed. And when Mother Teresa said that, she was looking at the way the rich and the wealthy are greedy and taking things to themselves, while the rest of the people are in need. So Ash Mufara is changing things here. He says, I'm going to the top and I'm taking you with me. I'm going to the top and I'm taking you with me. Therefore, he's equalizing this to make sure that everybody is on the top. So, and one time he described this top, he said, this top that I'm talking about is actually inclusive. It's about ethics. It's about good principles. It is about sharing. It is about giving. It is not just the top. It is pregnant with meaning. And can you imagine the top that he is taking us up to is the best top. We have just seen Onpassive launch in Dubai. Who would imagine that? What kind of a company starts from the top there? I mean, there are so many rich companies, even in Dubai. Have they been there? We are not yet born, but we are already there. And this man is not greedy, therefore, he's taking everybody to the top so that there is enough for everybody.
Right. So, guys, whoever is joining us now, guys, you are very, very welcome. And tonight, our special guest is Dr. Masego. And this is Insights, of course, if you don't know, with Lynn and myself. We are just discussing because we are so excited. Our lives are just about to be changed for good. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's a business, actually humanitarian movement of an IT technology business that is about to be launched called Onpassive. Find out more about us by clicking on the link on any YouTube channel you're watching us on. See what we have to offer, ask questions, because we have just shut the doors for membership, but there's still room for you. If you are not a founding member yet, you can become a reseller. Don't ask me why becoming a reseller, because you use Facebook, you use Instagram and all social media platforms. None of them ever called you to resell that product and make money. Mr. Ash Mufara is making it possible. whether you join as a reseller or whatever capacity you join on passive, your life will never be the same. Find out more by clicking on the links, or go back to whoever shares this video, because they will definitely show you what to do to become part of this movement. It's more than interesting. So carry on. So on this note, Auntie Lynn, do you want to comment on what Mira just says?
Certainly.
She says, yeah, we have been programmed to believe things are hard to get, but nothing is impossible. You know, Onpassive has proven it, right? So what do you think, Auntie Lynn?
Yeah, definitely. Myra's right. And, Onpassive provides that opportunity to each and every one of us, because we're all going to do just fine. In the words of Oliver Fonte, who is our OTEC pro, he always says, we
We
are
are
fine.
fine. Right.
We're just fine. Actually, we're way more than fine, but he says we are fine. And it's just his way of reassuring all of us that things are going to be absolutely fabulous and the world is going to benefit. And when we say correction to the corruption, you think about it. Imagine a company like Onpassive
Hmm.
who has ethics and who is going to really be this company will be a role model for the world of a
Hmm.
company that is actually honest, upfront, ethical, yet is doing well financially. So
Hmm.
companies will look to Unpassives and say, "Oh, wow, we've always been profit driven and profit centric, but now look at this company that has come onto the horizon, doing better than all of us. They're one of the top companies, if not the top company in the world. If they can do it, maybe we can do it. Maybe we
Hmm.
don't have to be as corrupt. We don't have to be profit centered. So this may have a ripple effect on the world. That's what I
Hmm.
think. Mhm.
You are definitely right, Lynn. As we are talking about cups filling over and spilling over,
Yep.
like also Ash always says, I recommend that you fill your cups first. When you're satisfied, you will find the zeal to give to others. Then, exactly as you are saying, these other companies are going to realize that they actually, as human beings, they don't need more. You can only wear one shirt at a time, sleep
Mhm.
on one bed at a time, drive one car at a time, stay in one house at a time. So it's very easy to satisfy our needs as human beings. The many, many more, the 22 bedroomed houses, even if we may get it, we will not be able to stay in those at the same time. Therefore, they will
Exactly.
see that, okay, we've collected enough. The only other way to be happy is to be like Ash Mufara. Give.
Wow. I think that's just a powerful one. Let's quickly look at something. Severally, you have said it, Dr. Masego, and we keep re-echoing Lynn and myself. Every statement you make, you talk about the snowball effect, like thinking of others, big rooms when we don't need them, because definitely we need smaller ones so that we give the rest away and stuff. You quoting Mother Teresa. So, does this have to do with so what is your opinion, or what do you think when they say on passive is like a beacon of hope, to the needy and stuff like that? So far, I know that many people who have come through this platform, they share a lot what they will be doing or what they have done or what they are already doing. Do you have anything in mind, like reaching out to your communities, or are you doing something already that you'd like us to know?
Yes, actually, that's the second thing that made me passionate about on passive. While I came in for money, and then learning from the concept of on passive, I was like, this is what I'm already doing actually. So indeed, on passive is maybe is not even the best. I don't think I'm doing the best. It is going to help me do the best because indeed, on passive is a beacon of hope.
Mm-hmm.
How many are the richest men in the world? One richest man in the world. It's like this. The higher you go, the narrower it becomes in this world. So
Right.
you'll find that the majority of us are at the bottom. The middle people or the poorer people are the majority. So this is a beacon of hope. The triangle is not necessarily the triangle, but the tables will be turned. I think that
Mm-hmm.
statement is true. So indeed, and because on passive promises, not only promises, we see it from its product that is going to shake the world and is going to help us to make more and more money, I think my passion is going to burn like fire in what
Yeah.
I have already created when I was younger. Because I only started this when I was around 24 years old, a charity in Botswana, just about after finishing my bachelor in social work.
Wow.
And I'm focusing on the mind of young people who are
Mm,
traumatized,
mm,
because the government of Botswana is taking care of all other things like food and clothing and housing, even though it is not much. But I thought if we combine that with therapy, which empowers them, helps them to look at life in a different way, helps
mm.
to heal their wounds as well, then maybe I will be complementing what the government is doing. So
Wow.
maybe if you want to know what I'm doing a little bit, my charity is doing a little bit, which I'm hoping Onpassive is going to make it blow and grow like fire regionally and even maybe worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
We are young people who are traumatized, who are grieving because they have lost their parents. And when we started this, it was when Botswana was really hit hard by
Mm,
HIV/AIDS. It was actually one of the highest highly infected countries in the world. But it's a very small country. I
mm.
remember statements passing on in the world saying Botswana will be instinct. Like people were
Oh.
dying. So many people lost their lives and so many young people were orphaned.
Mm.
And they had no room to grieve, no room to grieve. And many of them were available to abuse because
Oh.
relatives who would take them in, some of the relatives who would take them in would abuse them. And because they have lost breadwinners, their parents were
Mm,
breadwinners, then they become poorer. And because of the system that doesn't protect them for their inheritance would be taken away
mm,
by other people. So they would have nothing. And then they were stigmatized because their parents maybe died because of HIV/AIDS. But we were not only focusing on those young people, we were focusing on all other young people who had lost their parents
wow.
because of any other cause of death.
Mm,
And now we have grown into focusing on children who are sexually abused. We are focusing on young people who are addicted to alcohol and drugs. And our focus is on therapy. And what we do, we take them out in the wilderness. We camp with them for a number of weeks, 2 weeks plus, giving them this type of therapy and toughening them also to just be strong
mm,
young men and strong women as well. I can elaborate that in detail, but I can let me just stop there and say, and what I dream about, besides multiplying this kind of program, is that instead of these young people staying in tents because they stay in tents, they could stay in good houses,
mm,
good rustic houses built for the wilderness, built for their program. And we could expand and more young people will benefit. And who knows, many other
mm.
groups will benefit from that program. Call it the women, call it the men, call it the young boys, they can benefit. So it's a beacon of hope. It's a beacon of hope for what I also started.
Wow. Auntie Lynn, I know I need to let you talk, but I want to link what she's saying with a statement from Marie Ali, who says, Unpassive will help to reduce crime and poverty by uplifting humanity financially. Do you know that all of these vulnerable people, as listed by Dr. Masego, from my own perspective, most of the people who go into crime and stuff like that are vulnerable people, either because they were abused, they are poor, there's always a reason, and the result to what? To crime. And finally, here we are. Somebody started, so many people have started things, others are planning, all of us are planning to team up. So, what picture do you have for the world and things, or do you want to discuss Bacon of Hope until Lynn? The
Yes.
world is yours. Just take it and let's hear your input.
What Dr. Masego's program provides is very, very vital. I think in many countries, the government may not necessarily be providing mental health services. And when you have trauma, the trauma is not just physical, it's not just financial. There is a lot of trauma on the mental or emotional level. So the healing, I believe, has to start on that level through therapy, as Dr. Masego says, right? So this is, I think, the way to begin. You want to heal internally before you can heal in other ways. So we're starting at the right spot, in my opinion. And so programs like hers, I hope will continue to flourish. And
Mhm.
these programs will be able to be done on a larger scale because we'll have the financial means. So, like Dr. Masego, maybe she wants to do more, but she's
Mhm.
tied because of financial limitations. But her dream is to do this and replicate it in many other countries. I imagine it would be a global thing, and she could actually have a template that people could follow. And with the
Definitely.
apples, with the financial capacity that we will be having, the sky's the limit as far as what we can do.
Mhm.
The sky is the
Yes.
limit. I like that statement. That's a beacon of hope on its own to say the sky is the limit. And really, it's important to start to heal internally. You are right, Lynn.
Mm.
It really is. Because when we started this in 2000, even up to now, the main program is still dealing with young people who are grieving because there are so many orphaned children in the country. And we start with them when they are younger adolescents, like when they are 13
Mm.
years old, just finishing grade 7, and most of them would have been exposed to this traumatic and sometimes abusive events and not doing well at school and struggling. But when you give them therapy and you follow them up and you make sure that the government is supporting them material wise and you make sure that the family is also involved in helping them groom, then they become better. I have seen young people through this program who were really almost hopeless, becoming engineers, becoming IT specialists, becoming
Yep.
doctors, some getting married, some just progressing in life in a better way. It's not everybody who becomes very successful, but everybody remembers the impact of the program in their life. They do that. So somehow they live what they have experienced in the program one way or the other, even though not in an equal way. But
Mm.
on passive, if you do this kind of a program with the money that on passive will give you, then you are going to meet their needs, all their needs at once, not even begging from anybody else.
Mm.
Therapy, food, shelter, not just a small one bedroom, good shelter, good schooling, good support. Who does that? Only Eshmufara.
Mm. Auntie Lynn, this goes back to our thing here, empowerment, right? Because some people resolve to crime just because they are so embarrassed of themselves. I can't fend for myself. I can't feed myself. I can't go to school and stuff like that. But empowering them, giving them education, giving them jobs, training them, picking them from the trenches and giving them shelter and stuff. Self-confidence is rebuilt. They've got self-esteem again. There's life again. So I believe that as a team, and the family that we are, that Mr. Ash Mufari has created, has reduced the entire world into one family with, and stuff. I think we will heal the world. That's just it, right? Because everybody's just excited. And one thing that is familiar is runs through these good-hearted people is like they are so selfless. And you remember, like last time when Winnie was here, and the last other speakers, they would say, "I don't have anything," but they do a lot, right? They keep saying, "We don't have," but then they do something with nothing. They do a lot out of nothing. Then imagine that in front of us, time and money are waiting. What else
Yes.
will stop you and myself? Because, like I always tell Lynn, and I'm laughing because some of us grew up really walking, trekking up and down the mountains. When I'm going down to Nigeria to go down those rocks, we will go there together. I'll get you good shoes. I will go right there and see and take care of these people. What else, can stop us? Somebody said we're unstoppable, we're irresistible, we're undeniable. That is unpassive, right? So whoever is watching us, watch out. We just present Onpassive as it is. We don't sugarcoat. We just tell you what it is. And if you think that you're interested, if you are that kind of a person that you feel tortured when you see children like those that Dr. Masego is describing, and you can't sleep, and you're worried because you can't help because you have neither money nor time. Believe me, we've got the solution. When you join on passive, you can have time and you will have all the money you need to reach out to as many people as you can go to them. So find out more in the links that are here. And why not support us, Lynn and myself, by subscribing to our channels, click on the bells, because we are here every Wednesday to give you just how much we can. And of course, as a team to share. We don't give you anything, but we just come here and coordinate so that we share. Auntie Lynn, take the mic because I know I can talk for the whole world, but that's not what I want to do now.
Yes, preach it on. Preach it
You know,
on.
not at all. But just think about what's coming, people. For those of us who think we are visionaries, I think I'm a visionary. Are you two visionaries?
Yes,
We are.
Definitely, yeah.
Are we humanitarians?
we are the legacy.
Yes, we can't be stopped. If you're a visionary and you're a humanitarian, what else is there? We've got the heart, we've got the will, we have the enthusiasm, and most of all, we will have the means. Many of us have hearts of gold, but we're so busy trying to survive, right? We've got families, we've got bills to pay. So there's only so much we can do. But Unpassive is going to give us that true freedom where we can actually do our passion. We can actually fulfill our dreams. Just think how powerful we will be. This global shift is going to be happening very, very soon. And we are all part of it.
Yeah.
Right,
Now, who's excited? The people here
right.
today, say yes, you're excited because you know what's coming up. Say yes. And
Oh
I'm sure
yeah.
you're
So
saying
so
yes.
so ladies, yes, I'm so excited because I'm really. Hi, Alan. Welcome. This is a very special friend of ours. Still, we've got wonderful people just joining. Thank you, Alan, for joining us. Very interesting discussion tonight. The program that Mr. Dr. Masego has started in Botswana should be used as a template. Of course, definitely we need to discuss this at length as a family because it's family business now and no longer yours and yours alone. So, guys, I don't want to forget, join in this conversation. Please say a thing. Why we are just all over the place here and we are so excited. Everything is working well and moving well, and we have time to sit here and discuss because we've got good leadership in place. If I'm not making an overstatement. So, what kind of leadership do you find in Mr. Ash Mufare? Dr. Masego, would you like to go first, please? What kind of a leader is he to you? What have you learned from him? What are you learning from him? Guys,
Yeah,
drop a comment. Let's
a
hear. What
lot,
kind of
a
leader
lot,
is Mr. Ash to you?
a
Good
lot.
question, Comfort. Really good question. Go for it, Dr. Masego.
Yes, I'm learning so much from him. Like I said, the man is contagious. you know, his smile, his energy, just when he starts, not like all other CEOs, he doesn't even have a PowerPoint. The man speaks from the heart because he is genuine, he is honest, he means it, he's consistent. He doesn't have to recall what he said yesterday because he's
Yep.
always consistent. You will know the truth and the truth will set you free. When he speaks, is the truth from his heart. So, and the truth doesn't change. So that's what I've learned from him. If you are honest, you speak from the heart. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need a record of a book to say, oh, what did I say yesterday? He's like that. Secondly, he's a man who is going to paint the world anew. I like that statement when he says, look around. Look around. Everything around you is going to change. So I am learning from him that we can repaint this earth. We actually can do that. Many statements like this. And, I think it's Michael Williams, he says, this thing is a powerhouse. It is a powerhouse. And where is the power? We are all getting it from Ash Mufara. He's the only one who knows what he is doing. We are just dancing around him and singing the songs of this movement because we feel his energy, we feel his heart, we feel his brain as well. The other thing is positive thinking. Ash Mufara is very positive. I have attended many, many, many webinars, even though I'm just 10 months old in this company. And he's just consistent in his character. He's very patient. Even when we make statements, because we are human, that can piss him off. you just find him responding gently and giving you even more time. And you are like, really? You are giving this person more time? He is such a giving person, very open, appreciative of everybody. And one thing that I learned from him, everybody is unique. Everybody can contribute something. Whether you have disability or no disability, you can give something. He is a man who sees everybody as equal and says, stay as you are, don't change yourself, because you are an important ingredient to the pot of Onpassive. So, in that way, I have learned to appreciate people as they are, the world as they are, and to be patient with people, because if they are not like you, they are not fast like you, or they are not doing other activities that you are doing, they are being unique. So everybody should be allowed their space. And you know, one thing that will make us relax and let all these principles flourish on earth is Onpassive's giving. Because when everybody has everything, everybody will allow everybody to relax and be themselves.
Wow. Auntie Lynn, do you want to spill it out as well? I
Sure,
know you've got at least something to say.
definitely. Mr. Mufara, he walks the walk and he just doesn't talk the talk. He walks the walk. So one of the things that we know about him, if we are, been engaged, Marty DeGarmo has shared how Ashma Farah does good work. In other words, he would never advertise to the world that he is doing these things for humanity, but in his daily life, he helps others. He has very little free time, but with what little free time he has, does he sleep in? No. Does he go to a party? No. What does he do?
Yeah.
He goes and purchases food and water, and the family goes out and distributes it to the homeless.
Yeah.
So he's a man that does what he recommends. He just doesn't say to do it. He actually does it. Also, what I think about him is that he's very humble. When I met him in Boston, you would never think that he is such a powerful, successful, wealthy, competent man. I mean, he's competent, but I don't mean that. But he doesn't come across as haughty or arrogant. Not at all. He's the very, very opposite. He's down to earth. And when he talks with you, he looks at you and he focuses on what you have to say, and he makes you feel like you count. And to me, that's a great leader, someone who makes you feel special. And that's Mr. Mufara. And the other thing is how he is just a man of humor, all right? So he doesn't take himself too seriously. Every so often, he'll crack a joke. And
Yeah.
it's like we all bust out laughing because you just never expected with him. But he has a great sense of humor. And to me, leaders have sense of humor, a good sense of humor. I want to hear what Comfort has to say about Mr. Mufara now.
Definitely, except that I was not here. Definitely, I should have a thing to say, right? Because even if I'm just to repeat what you said, it's for emphasis because that's just who Ash is for us. There's something I look about Ash, or see in him is he likes to change things around. When people think that it's like this, he says no, and this is how he thinks. And he doesn't say it just by saying it, but he does it. When you look at what Mr. Mufaret does, he tries to, from his actions, define leadership in another way around. He makes you understand that the real meaning behind leadership is servanthood. He's actually a servant. He's just here to serve you and I. Right? We are here talking and talking and talking. Mr. Anufari cannot come and sit here and talk this long because he needs to make the calls. He needs to just make sure that this one is running and kicking. He needs to think about what to do with all the email complaints that are coming in. He needs to make sure that we by the time the apples we're harvesting, we do the right thing by reaching to those people and so on. He is just so down to earth. And he's got that kind of brain. I keep asking, who is this? So I don't know if you understood pidgin, I would have said it in my pidgin because it sounds really sweet. Because in our pidgin, you say, now who this self? Who is really this person, right? Because I'm just surprised he's talking to me. I feel like, who am I in the first place to talk to for a CEO to talk to me, and a CEO of this magnitude? Because where I come from, CEOs are not people that any kind of people just come to you talk to, right? But like Lynn says, he talks to you, he listens to you, he knows you by name, right? You are trying to wonder whether people know that you are in this business. Ash knows you and knows what you do. He knows everybody by name. I'm just like, he says he's your friend. It's not a joke. That's just who he is. He's such a sweet person. And I have several ways of describing him. Sometimes I look at him and just like a candle, because he burns himself just for you and me to have light. Because you don't need a soothsayer to come and tell you that Mr. Ash Mufare goes through a lot to realize what we have that we are waiting for. He goes through a lot, but the only thing he brings to us is what we like to hear and what will make us smile. And the bitter part of it, he swallows it up to himself, and he still glows. Who is that? How many are there? So that's a leader par excellence. We can only say God bless him and God bless his family. So that's it from me. I think, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, people have
I,
said a lot. I don't know if you've picked anything. Mary Ali says our CEO is God sent. Of course, a man with a golden heart of giving. He talks, indeed, and he inspires on, that again, right? Inspiration, inspiration, inspiration. He is just a wonderful person. So I think, great conversation, guys. We just thank you all for the contributions. So is there any other thing to add to that, Dr. Masego and Lynn,
yeah,
while we prepare to round up, guys? Let's just talk to our
yeah,
people.
maybe to just sum up these points that we just said. For me,
Yes.
I'm like, this time, money has fallen in the right hands.
All right.
This time, the business concept has fallen in the right heart. Because this business concept is a beautiful concept, but it has to be carried by a good heart. If it had not fallen within the seed of Mr. Mufara's heart, somewhere else, it would not be what it is. And if only we could copy this, that when money falls in our hands, it can fall in the right hearts. And that we can carry the legacy of this concept with the heart of Mr. Ash Mufara, then indeed this will be a beacon of hope. And when you talk about beacon of hope, I'm thinking also to say, actually, the many products in an Onpassive are a beacon of hope for humanity. It's not only the giving to help with kind of charitable work, because I don't even think we're going to call it charitable work in Onpassive, because it's just going to be so massive. Business begetting another business to beget another business. We are going to be giving birth to businesses around, not just creating charities.
All right.
So many products are also a beacon of hope. I don't know if you ladies want to talk about those products actually, because there are those that really take my heart, and I'm like, this is going to paint the world anew, indeed.
All right, you know what we're going to do. It's burning. I can see that it's really burning in your heart. I'll give you time to take a deep breath and let Auntie Lynn go first. What you get ready to just discuss, because Dr. Masego, how she puts it, I like it. Auntie Lynn, I don't know if you want to twist it around or go her way. She says there are many products in Onpassive that are beacon of hope. Do you want to build on that? Do you have another way of looking at it?
Well, yeah, I think that there are so many products, the digital products that are going to rock this world, change the world as we know it today. You know, of course, I guess we could name some of them, some of the major ones. I'll let one of you two discuss Obless, all right? Because I definitely know Obless is going to be part of this discussion. But I think
Right.
I'd like to talk about O Connect. And O Connect is our video conferencing platform. And you may be using other platforms such as Zoom or like this one, StreamYard, you know. But our platform, O Connect, is going to be a game changer. You know, not only because of its features, but because of what it's going to do for the world. We'll have the auto language translation feature. That's a big, big deal. And when you talk about uh, reaching out to people who have a language other than your own, it's a really problem, right? To try to communicate with someone when they don't know your native language. But now with Connect, with the auto language translation, my goodness, we will be able to communicate with pretty much anyone in the world, you know, and that's a big, big thing for the world, I think. And also the superiority of the platform. The clear imaging, the fact that when people come into Onpassive and when they access any of our products, that band the strength of the internet that they get will be the VPN strength. So in other words, when you come into Onpassive and you utilize our products, your internet strength will be much better than what you might have in your local area. That's a big deal for especially for third world countries or remote areas where they will be able to boost their internet strength. That's a huge, huge thing. So I think those are a couple of the features. There's many more within O Connect as well, but without going into depth, because we want to kind of hit all the major products or some of the major products. That's what I want to say. O Connect is going to be really, really a good thing for the world.
Right. So, Dr. Masego, so let's hear from your own end. There are certain products, according to you, that are also serving that there for the humanitarian purpose. Or I can't say it better, like or as good as you will. So go ahead, tell us.
Yeah, I think the products themselves are a beacon of hope
Beacon of
because
hope.
they are going to make so much impact in the world. I know I listen to Tech Pros in Lynn's Friday Night Live and Tech Pros as well, and on Saturdays and so on and so forth. And I think one of them always talks about what's up in African countries and talks about Opal. I think it's Opal.
Yeah,
That
that's
is going to
Opal.
be more like, honestly, and even better than what's up. And as Lynn says, boosted by another product that helps to speed up the internet. So everything, that's why I think Ash Mufaro calls it an ecosystem, because everything works together in Onpassive. O connects, O Connect, I mean, O Academy will need O Connect. O Connect will need this other product that boosts internet if you are sitting in a place where there is low internet. Another one will need another one. Another one will need another one. So they are so interconnected. And one of the ones that is also really, I think, the heart of Onpassive, of course, which is up actually in our tall building in Dubai. Oh, bless. There are two big statements there in that tower when it went viral on that day, and I think it is still doing the same. It says, for humanity, a beacon of hope for humanity. And then it also says, oh, bless. I think among all the products, oh, bless has been lifted up in that tower. So it is actually a beacon of hope for humanity, because after all, the business will make money, but Obless is the queen that will receive this money and then dish it out to the whole world. And when it dishes it out to the whole world, it is not dishing it out just for charity, but to give back to businesses. Can you imagine?
Right.
I've not seen a type of platform like Obless that will not just, oh, you don't have a dress, I can buy you a dress. Oh, you don't have food, I can buy you food. It comes with empowerment. It comes with Obless, comes with education. It comes with building businesses, building houses, building villages. Last night, I was blown away when I saw this presentation by Pat and David, and I was like, if this can be replicated all over the world, I believe, Ash, the world will be painted anew. And there's another one that really I love, and everybody I think loves this, Academy. Academy is such a diamond, the best diamond actually for the brains of the world. Everybody will have access to education. Can you imagine? Education walking into your own house. You know, when we had COVID and people were cut off in developing countries like in African countries because of internet, the problem was the internet, of course. But even if they could access the class through internet, it was not the classroom was not internet based per se. But academic, the whole institution of education will be there. The library will be there. The teachers will be there. And it will be interlinking so many brains in the world. Can you imagine sitting in a village where I grew up in Tamaga, in Botswana, and being able to be taught by a teacher in Oxford, in
dear.
Cambridge, in Harvard? That's a network. The man is creating this to be elective, education to be elective. Can you imagine? Because one day my son said to me, you know, Mama, the way we are given so many subjects at school, education is just choking our throat. I think he was very angry at that time. It's just choking our throat. And we are doing subjects that we don't like. You know, at the end of it all, I just want to be something else, but they're teaching me to concentrate on geography. I don't care about geography. He was giving examples like that. But if education is elective through academy, with top scholars teaching our children, the poorest of the child in a developing country being taught by somebody in Oxford, isn't that a game changer?
It's just mind blowing, right? It's mind boggling, Dr. Masego. About a year ago, I had a conversation with our sister Lerato Shadare, the artist who sings on Passive, right?
Yes, yeah.
So I was trying to ask, I would say, in your own opinion, you and myself were so excited about academy and so on. What do we do with the children down the village who don't have access to internet nor electricity, because these are permanent challenges? She was like, Sister Comfort, what if we just build an passive a village down that village, and then we'll bring all the solar energy and everything we need? After learning, even now from the old tech program guys, we see that even with tiny 2G, if you have internet worth like 2G, what we have, I can't explain because I'm not an IT guy, but what we have will just make it up, and they are going to be able to access anything they can because of what we have in our ecosystem. So guys, you need to watch a lot of videos. What these tech programs, there's a lot of education out there. So I'm just saying that, like our brother Oliver says again, our countries like Africa, like India, like Papua New Guinea, we are fine because it's all going to be fine. And guys, we may spend time on this. I think it's worth it, isn't it? When you talked about Obless being the queen of it all, I just laughed because there was one time I was making a collection of these appellations. I hope I'm using the right word. Everybody comes here and says a thing. Some say all blessed is the spice of Onpassive. Others say it's the signature of Onpassive. Others say the flavor of Onpassive. Today you say the queen of Onpassive. It is just the reason. So all blessed is just a blessing, and that's it, right? Because what will you not do if you think that you just want to own everything? There's one guy I have in my mind. I know everybody who has passed through here. There's this guy from India who said, Sister Comfort, I don't need Onpassive. I don't need Obless because Mr. Akinfare has given me enough, right? So I will help as many people as I can. And his heart's desire, his mission is to teach children, just teach them some technical stuff or something like that. He's dedicated to just teaching the poor, getting education, educating them and stuff. He says, I don't need Obless because I have enough. And that is still blessing. He's still a huge blessing because it's gotten from Onpassive, right? That is how much we are blessed, which means the products on it and in its entirety, it's hard to say this one is more important than the other. They are all just so very sweet because they are all just blessing or blessed called in other names. That's how sweet. It's so exciting that I don't even know how to express myself. But guys, this is just wonderful. and we are just at the right place, we will heal the world. We will heal
Yeah.
the world because we've got the time, we've got the money. Those are the two things that people lack to reach out to the vulnerable, to the disadvantaged, to the underprivileged. We've got all of them, right? And so, what else? We are good to go. But before we finally shut down, I would like us to spend a few seconds, really quick, to tell people watching us who are not yet part of this movement that there is still room for someone. Auntie Lynn, would you like to go first, please?
Sure. So, for those of you who may not be in Onpassive at the moment, there's good news that you are here because you get to hear what we have to say. We'd like you to go to our website, onpassive.com, which will tell you about the digital products. Good information there. It's a very professional website that you will enjoy. Lots of information. But more than that, you can talk to anybody about Onpassive, like one of us. And we will tell you this, that you have the opportunity to become part of this company. When this company starts selling products to the world, our digital products will be sold soon. You will have the opportunity to come in as a customer. And just know that many of our products will have free versions or be free. You will come in, try them out, and say, wow, these are pretty darn good, and they're free. But you're going to see other products and say, hey, I like that one. There's a fee. Oh, it's worth it. I'm going to pay for that product. So you'll be either a free customer or you'll be a paying customer. And at that point, you may want to consider making money in this company. And how are you going to do that? You have the opportunity to be a reseller of Onpassive. As a
Mm,
reseller of Onpassive, it's not as if you're reselling anything personally. No, you're not. It's just the title that you have that entitles you to make money in this company. But all the work is going to be done for you. Automation, AI will go to work on your behalf. And
mm,
all you have to do is come into the company. You will come into Onpassive through somebody's referral. You cannot just come in without a referral. So one of us will be able to give you our referral link. You come in and you can become a customer first and then become a reseller if you want to make money in this company. So that's
mm.
an opportunity for the whole world. Even if you are not a founder like we are, you will be a reseller and you will do very, very well. Is that right, Comfort?
Definitely. It's just mind blowing. Yeah. So like Auntie Lynn says, guys, you don't get to do anything. You will be branded, you will be sold, so you don't do, you just cross your arms because being a reseller, you don't do anything because the company does everything on your behalf. So this is totally different. This is something you've never seen before. But then don't hesitate. Click on the link. There are links in the comment sections or in the description box. Meanwhile, people will also share. If somebody shares this with you, go ahead and ask them to give you that link and show you how to go about it, look at the products and explain what they are all about. The products, they are not viable, they are not something that you touch with your hands, they are all IT products. We may have physical products, but selling of the products, advertising them, you have nothing directly to do with that. The company does it all on your behalf, and they leave you with time and money, not only to help yourself, but to help people in need. This is something that if you let go, you will never forgive yourself. So go for it. Ask questions. Even here in the comment section, ask questions. If we find a lot of questions that need responses, we'll definitely put up another show just to come back and answer these questions because we are just excited, and that's why we want to share. We are not paid to do what we are doing. We are not supposed to be doing it, but we can't keep it to ourselves. Somebody did it to us, and we saw that it was so sweet, and we can't keep it. And we're like, come on, have a look. Have a look and see what is making us just go crazy. So let Dr. Masego speak, please. No, carry on.
Yeah, as you are speaking, I'm getting inspired, and I'm just thinking, our CEO is such a strategist.
Yeah.
Every statement he says, he backs it up with a strategy. Remember, he says, "Unpassive is the correction for the corruption." And you were just saying, you were talking to Lerato and asking Lerato, What do we do
Yep.
in the remote areas? Because the problem is almost permanent.
Yep.
You know, if you look at the way internet works in our internet bundles work in our countries, back in developing countries, for you to access internet, for you to just be able to attend webinars, because our people like in Botswana always say, oh, I cannot log in, or internet is slow. And for them to be able to access webinars, they have to buy what you call bundles. And they buy, the more money you spend in buying these bundles, the stronger becomes your Wi-Fi that or your internet. So you can be able to log on pretty quick. Now, Onpassive is going to correct that corruption, because companies are making money through us poor people who don't have money, by making us pay more, pay more, pay more. In order for us to just get a little, we are paying so much. But can you imagine? Onpassive is coming with over market value products, and these over market value products are not going to demand a lot of money from people. Instantly, just having a little bit, you will be having, just giving away a little bit of money to buy, you will be able to have speedy internet. So obviously, it is going to challenge other companies to lower their prices, to be generous to the people, to not make people pay more. So on its own, it's just going to be contagious with its strategy, contagious with its concepts, contagious with its principles. We don't even have to talk. It will just shake the world.
Wow. Oh my gosh. This has been a wonderful day. Another great day, guys. I will always end. I don't know when I'm waiting. I'm not waiting for this day to come though, because we're so blessed on this part on this platform. Each week we get one person who seems to be more fired up than the one the last week, and the next one comes. We're just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what a blessing! Thank you so much for your time and your dedication, Dr. Masego. We really appreciate and we're honored to have you here. Team, you did just the best that you are good at doing. Being there for Lynn and myself, and of course for Dr. Masego. We appreciate all the thanks and all the appreciations that you have sent to Dr. Masego, to Lynn, and to myself. And we say we remain a family. We can only do it as a family. We can only do it as a team. Go ahead, guys, and subscribe to our both channels. Click the bell and always wait for us to come with another sweet new person each week. And why not share these videos and help our people, your loved ones to whom you share the videos, help them, tell them a bit more about this, get the links and give to them, show them how to go about it, have a look and ask questions, and let's see where this takes us to. Thank you and have a wonderful evening, guys. Until then.
Thank you. Thank you all for supporting our program. We've had more and more people attend, and Comfort can attest to that, and we see the same people coming back, regulars, and we appreciate you so much. And we value what you have to say. And this is why we use StreamYard. It is a platform that does highlight people's comments. So please come back and feel free to comment. And remember, this program is every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you subscribe, as Comfort said, and click that bell icon, because that's how you're going to know when the next show is coming up. So it's worth subscribing. So please do that, and we'll hope to see you next week, Wednesday, for another program that we hope will be of value to you. Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Comfort and Lynn, you rock and you are stars. Keep the fire burning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the time, and thank you to Mr. Ash. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. See you again soon. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.